Yo, it's your boy Q, and we're here with another episode of Convos with Q. Uh, Today's episode is, kind of special. Got my man Brian Keith stopped by. He a film director, screenwriter, actor, and he got a feature film dropping in a couple of months, May 16th to be precise. And he stopped by to show the kids some love. Convos with Q. Just like, I'm gonna show him some love when his film premiere and all this other stuff, and I want y'all to check him out. He got all details, how he started to the point where he at now and where he trying to go. So tune in, like and subscribe. Convos with Q. Show the kids some love. Same shit I've been saying. Please continue to do so. I appreciate the love that y'all showing so far. So you know what time it is. Have a conversation. All right, like I said, we got a special guest. It's my homie. I ain't seen him in a minute though. My boy Brian Keith, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed, man. Nice to see you, man.
Man,
For sure.
What's been up, man?
Man, life, honestly, man, life, bro. Just taking care of my kids, and just spending and building quality time with them. Taking care of myself so I can take care of them.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And really just kind of just being, staying in my creative bag and finding new ways to contribute to the craft and everything like that. So that's honestly like what's most important for me right now is just creating like good quality works that I can put out and honestly just living through the purpose.
Let's get into that.
For sure.
So when I met you, we ain't gonna get into how we met unless you want to.
I mean, yeah, it's all good.
So I met you a few years ago. I had got into the whole trucking business and all this other stuff, and you was training me. That's how we met. And we became cool over that period of time or whatever. And you was telling me that you was an actor.
Yeah, right, man.
So now my question is to you, so the world could know how you get into acting, bro.
Yo. Well, first of all, hold on. Let's start here though, because just the fact of it, like that kind of like this sums up my life. Like, my film company is called Manifest Film Production. So I believe in manifesting. So going back to like, us being on a job and then me training you, to like having this moment right now, that's huge, bro. That's huge. Like I'm on your podcast and like out of all the people, I was just training you that day, and then we had a conversation, and now like it turned into something else. Yeah. Like I just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Let's just talk about that.
I appreciate that,
like,
bro.
That's like that's amazing to me. So like just like moments like these are like real confirmation that like I'm definitely online. And the timing is right. So just acknowledging that real quick. But how I got into acting though, I actually started in theater and stage plays and things
Oh,
like
word?
that. Yeah,
Okay. Never knew that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I started in theater even back way in like elementary school. My mama always had me in like, some type of like program and things like that. I think like the first like memory I have of being on stage was like doing like some type of like play about bugs or something like that. I don't know. And then, she had me in the church and everything too.
Okay.
So they was doing version of stage plays and stuff like that. They was dressing all the kids up in like people from the Bible and stuff. So I kind of remember that. And I feel like that's where I like got the excitement for like being on stage. And
That's
just,
why I was gonna ask you, was
saying?
that something that you always kind of wanted to do, or
Yeah, like and I feel like it wasn't something I was like really seeking out, but it was just things that I find myself doing. Like I said, my mom, she was really kind of like encouraging me to like do stage plays and like even like be in the choir, for a short period of time. So that like just developed into that to my interest in that, and then that kind of just evolved into going into theater, and then I started elementary, and then when high school, that's when I kind of really started locking in on the different shows and stuff like that. But to be honest, it was a long little gap where I wasn't really doing it. I did the whole athlete thing at first. I was a freshman. Played football, wrestling, did all that. However, though, somehow it just kept on coming back into my life. You know what I'm saying? So I just stuck with it, and went to stage, did stage plays, and then after that, I actually went to Second City in Chicago. I don't know if you ever heard of like
No, I
Second
never heard
City
that.
and
No,
stuff.
what is that?
It's like this famous school where they do like improv comedy, but a lot of the goats go there before they go like to SNL and stuff. Like
Uh-huh.
Mike Myers, Tina Fey, a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So but I went there just, you know, trying to still find my way and still wanted to be a part of like the acting world. This was like I want to say this was before I even went to the military, you know what I'm saying? So I was out there in Chicago going to school at Second City, and then I had met a group of filmmakers out there who was doing their own films, and I'm like, oh man, y'all doing this? So just really about like being around them. I was in circles that put me in like filmmaking, and that's when I was like, man, I could get in this film, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
really start taking that serious. So I still really didn't know too much about it then, you know. I was just, you know, that was just piquing my interest. So um long story short, that's like how I
That's how
like
you
really
got
got
into it.
into it, you
Okay.
know. So
So bad piquing your interest or whatever. What was the necessary steps to be like, all right, I got my first gig. How did you get to that point?
oh man, okay. So all right, so I have to start right here because, like I said, I went to school at Second City, and then after that, I'm not even gonna lie, I was like kind of at a point where I didn't really know like where I wanted to go, like after that, because you know, obviously I'm taking classes, but you ain't getting paid by taking classes and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that.
right.
So I was kind of getting like, you know, a little bit of pressure from the family, like, you know, all right, you got your dreams and everything, but you know, you got to find something to do for
Yeah, you
real.
gotta
Like,
do
you know, you
something.
can't
Yeah.
just be out here like,
Right.
you know. So I mean,
Make some
it
money or
is what it
something. Yeah.
is. But so I had ended up going to the military for, you know, for a little while, and I ended up going into the army, and you know, actually, in hindsight, I really did learn a lot of valuable things. You know, some things that I still keep with me to this day. But would I do it again? Probably not. So, so long story short, though, like after I got out the military, I'll try to get back to myself. You know, back to my roots and everything. And I'm like, you know, I want to hop back into the film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it everywhere. So, I started, you know, I was already like heavy into like meditation and things, you know, but I had stumbled upon this book called The Secret, and it was talking about the law of attraction and everything like that. So I started applying those principles I learned in the book to what I really wanted to manifest in my life. And I was like, you know, I want to get in the film, you know what I'm saying? Da da da. Long story short, ended up getting out, you know, using my resources to get the information. And it's like three key things you need to really start booking things, honestly. At first, you gotta get a headshot. Once you know you get your professional headshot, boom. You
So a
know,
headshot, you know,
yeah. You gotta
explain that. 'Cause, you know, that was like
oh,
a
oh,
that was
oh,
a
yeah,
pause moment.
hold
You
on,
know what I'm saying?
hold on,
That was
yeah.
a hey yo. You know what I'm saying? So explain the
Yeah.
headshot for
Oh,
those you
snap.
know who don't know.
Look, a headshot is just as a photo, as a professional photo of just, you know, your head. Sometimes it could be like chest up, you know, torso, but it's generally just a photo you can, you know, shop yourself around. So, you know, people know that you know, you're an actor, or you can submit
Hmm.
yourself to agencies and stuff like that. So,
Okay,
a lot of times they call it a headshot, you know what I'm saying? So,
gotcha.
but so yeah, once you get that, you know, and go ahead, you know, you gotta have a quality one. I wouldn't take one on your phone and just, I know these cameras be looking real good nowadays, but it does pay to like really go to a
Like a
photographer,
photographer.
yeah,
Yeah.
who has a history of doing good work. Um, so boom, you get your headshot. All right, now you wanna build your resume up.
Okay.
So how you gonna build a resume when you don't, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna get stuff when you ain't never been in stuff though?
Right.
Right. So that's what I was stuck with for a while. But then a tip is, if you just now get into it, I would look at a lot of college theaters or film schools, and they always looking for new talent, and you can
Ah,
build your
okay.
resume up that way. You know what I'm saying? They got access to the you know, good equipment and things like that. So you getting a couple student films. So boom, now you building your resume up. Um,
Not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
no,
So
you good.
like the student thing that you were saying in
Hmm.
the theater, as far as that part, because you said they're always looking for talent.
Yep.
Is that more like a quote unquote like an internship type of thing, or meaning like just you going there? Oh, okay. Let me use this term.
Mhm.
You know how you the barber colleges and shit like that,
Right.
and they basically cutting hair for damn near free until they perfect their craft. If it's something like that,
Um. Well, I would say in a sense of like you doing a hands-on work, you know what I'm saying, and you actually getting like the hands-on experience. But honestly, no, because well, the student films, it's like people who are going to, you know, out of these colleges for to become film
hmm
majors. but they will put out the auditions for, just like the general public. So you can go on like certain websites or different things to see, and specifically looking for student films. They'll usually say
Okay.
like, all right, this is a student film, so boom. Now you kind of like probably got a little more chances of getting on, and they're not looking for like the super like, I mean, obviously they would love a seasoned actor to be a part of
Right.
their film, but you can get on to student films just
Okay.
like with no experience for real. And that's how you like build your own set experience. That's how I
Gotcha.
did it at least.
Okay.
And then once you get enough of those, you get cool with the director or whoever making the film, and
Mm-hmm.
they give you a little piece of the footage. And then so that brings me to the
So
third
it's
thing.
okay.
You start building your
Like a
demo
demo.
reel.
Got you.
Yep. So once
Okay.
you got your headshot, your resume, and your demo reel, now you're ready to shop yourself to an agent, a talent agent.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Now they're gonna start taking you serious because you gotta have those three things. And then yeah, you can get, so whoever, you shop yourself around with the right way, you get signed. It's a lot of different reputable agencies in Chicago too. It's a lot of scams,
I was just gonna ask
but
you
it's a
that.
lot of reputable ones
Yeah,
though.
so by the typical thing where people think either you going to New York to Broadway or you going to LA to Hollywood. By
Mm,
you coming up out of Chicago,
yeah.
um, what lane, or is it harder for actors and actresses to, get a name for themselves, or to, grow in this business or anything like that?
Um, well, obviously, New York, LA, those definitely boom, but actually Atlanta is a really great state
Right,
for,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
In the last few
Yeah,
years, yeah, they've been
for
coming up.
sure, for
Yeah,
sure, especially Black Hollywood, quote unquote. But
right.
in the Chicago industry, I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of cool people, but it is what it is. A lot of division actually still.
Yeah,
Like certain
yeah,
people don't like working with certain people, and
yeah.
once you coming in fresh and you really don't know the politics, it's kind of like you just exposed to everybody. But it's also a good thing because you can really see like how different directors work, how different people run their sets, and learn the do's and don'ts because it's real easy to get caught up in the drama. But in Chicago specifically, I don't think honestly, if you just you keep your head down and you do what you're supposed to do, and just kind of stay out the way and just be laser focused, you can really elevate quick. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But especially like once you get signed on to an agent, and it's a lot of reputable agents who will work with you. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily hard. It's just about being consistent.
Yeah.
Just being
Okay. Being
consistent for
consistent.
real,
I
most
got you.
definitely.
I got you. So you explained for the most part how you got into acting and what it takes to try to at least get to the point whereas you build your acting chops. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure, for sure.
Far as the headshot, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Pause now.
Pause that moment. And you also said that you will be able to build a resume and also have different clips that you could shop around to
Yes, sir.
agencies or whatever. So, and you said it's some scams out here, but yeah, there's some reputable ones too.
Mhm.
So once you get to that point, when did you get a chance to be like, okay, no, let me ask you this. Have you had your I made it moment yet?
I made it. Well, I would say I would say yes and no. I would say yes and no. Honestly, no, because as an actor, it all depends on what your version of I made it
Made it
is
is.
though. You know what I'm
Got you.
saying? So like have I, been a part of like, something that's like landing on Netflix or in like a Hollywood, not necessarily, but I have been on TV streaming, TV shows.
Mhm.
Um, but I still haven't feel like I made it because I feel like there's just so much for
So
me to
much
do.
you
And
can
I
do. Yeah.
and I still have like I'm scratching the surface on everything too. So it's like I got a lot more to get a game, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, as a filmmaker though, my version, I do feel like I made it because I do know like from coming from a place where you really don't know how to even scratch the surface of getting into something or an industry to actually looking back and producing your a feature film.
Mhm.
I feel like I have made it, and I feel like I've made it as a filmmaker. Like now that I got one, like my first feature film out the way, and I've done the work. I've been on different sets. I've established different relationships, and I know that infrastructure on how to actually make a film, write it, direct it, produce it. And now I'm established and people recognize me for the work and want to work with me. I feel like that is making it and like
gratified.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's not like, imposter syndrome or nothing because you are actually doing everything a filmmaker does. So, you can say that, oh, I'm not like, a big sign, talent, or I ain't got this and that, but that might be your version of making it. But I feel like as long as you actually authentic and you've arrived and you actually doing the work and producing good work, yeah, you've arrived. So it
You
all
arrive.
depends,
Okay.
so
So before you say you got your first your first feature film, before
yeah,
we get into that,
okay.
cause I really want to get into that. You only produce or read? Do you write, produce, direct? What exactly?
So I write, I produce, I direct,
So you
man,
multi-talented and everything with
act
the.
in it,
Got you.
I get behind the camera, I do some cinematography. But honestly, like that's really what it takes, as a when I was first coming in the game, I was definitely like booking different things, but it was a lot of roles that I wasn't booking. Like you're gonna hear a lot of no's, you know what I'm saying? But it is about that one yes. But I was hearing a lot of no's. And as me as a creative, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of not getting these roles that I want to get, man. So you know what? I'm gonna just make the films and then, obviously cast myself. And that's honestly a page out of Tyler Perry book, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right, right.
that's how I honestly got into filmmaking. And I was like, I know enough connections. I know, how this is it set up. So let me actually just try, and from a kid, I was always drawing little sketches and things like that and making my little comics. But I didn't even know I was a writer, bro. Honestly, it really took me. I had got into a bad accident and I broke my foot actually.
Ah, okay.
Couldn't even drive no more. I took a whole hiatus from driving trucks and I was forced to sit down. And once I was sitting down, that's when I had wrote my first short film.
Ah,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? That's when I really
Okay.
locked in. I was like, I gotta keep doing something. I gotta, so locked in. I wrote my first short film and had
So, so not to cut you
go
out, the
ahead.
first short film that you wrote, is this the one that you putting out now, or this something that you?
Oh no, so this this short film is called High Stakes, and honestly, it's actually on
Okay.
my YouTube channel, Manifest Film Productions. If
Mm-hmm.
you go on YouTube right now, you can go see it. But it's called High Stakes. It's about 20 minutes long, and I wrote it just because I like I said, I wrote it like in a week when my foot was broken, and I didn't even think about really like making it for real. It was just something I was just trying to get, what I'm saying, pass the time and get myself through this situation. But I was like, I actually could make this happen. Like let me put out a casting call and see who want to work. And surprisingly, I had a lot of people who want to work. And
That's what's up.
I was like,
That's what's
what?
up.
Okay, well, let me get my locations and man, just connecting the dots. Lo and behold, it happened. And now it's up on my channel. People will go watch,
And what channel was that again?
Manifest Film Productions on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look, like I said, when I met you, you was pretty much into the acting or whatever. And I just remember a particular thing. I believe I seen it on your TikTok. I can't remember why I seen it. It was like a horror. I think it was like a horror
Oh,
thing
probably.
that you was doing. I'm like, this thing got fake blood and
Man,
everything.
man. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just thought it was dope because, like I said, the conversation that you had, it was the conversation that we had. It was either your kids or acting. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? That's all you talked about.
Yep.
And like I said, to see it now, and now you doing even bigger things,
Man.
leading up until you finna have your first feature film, what
Yes,
I want to
sir.
talk about,
Yes, sir.
special delivery, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it, man.
Man, yeah, so grateful, bro. So yeah, man, like I was definitely like in a different space, different mindset, even when I
Mm-hmm.
was, when we was training back then. But yeah, like the elevation is a must. I read a lot of self-help books. I watch a lot of self-help podcasts. So that really like, just keep on giving me the motivation to want to be better and improve and
Mm-hmm.
really do the work. So and all right, so now I got my short film done. Now, I'm actually making more connections in the industry and things like that. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and really jump out there. You know what I'm saying? So I seen what the short film did. I was like, let me go ahead and make a feature film. So I wrote this, man. I wrote this. I ain't gonna lie, it took me about a good month to write it.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, most
Okay.
definitely. And I never and I wanted to do something different, like, cause here's me like I grew up watching like superheroes, murder mysteries, aliens, like mad scientists, zombies, vampires, and all that stuff. So that's really what attracted me to cinema. So when I wanted to make something and create something, I wanted to push that in the black genre as well, because like don't get me wrong, I do love, your classic hood movies and things like that too. But I kind of do feel like that's kind of getting oversaturated. It's definitely an audience for it, and I'm not knocking nobody who do that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's what you do, and you got an audience for it. Go ahead, go
You
crazy.
just want to
But
do something different, man.
exactly,
Show a different light. Yeah.
exactly. So I'm just trying to, So when I was making this film, I was like, let me do a comedy. You know what I'm saying? Let me make the first one. Let me do a comedy because you got your comedies on some streaming platforms, but on the indie level, it's not really a lot. So I was like, let me go ahead and make this comedy. And um, obviously, I met this director named Sherelle Brown. I really got to shout her out because she helped me connect a lot of the dots when I didn't know um, how to do certain things, and she put me in connections with a lot of viral talent that's actually in the movie, like Jermaine, a big funny dude. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Seen
So
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
so she made that connection for me. So I'd ever be grateful for that. And obviously it's a few other people like Pretty Skinny in there, Boom Too Funny in there.
Okay.
They all make cameos in there. So like we coming with some real heat. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like
Yeah.
this ain't gonna be just like a one of them like little, films that you
It,
see and you expect to see on like Tubi or whatever, but
but the thing that you said, the Tubi
you
thing,
know,
everybody make fun of the Tubi
right.
thing or whatever. But the trailer that you put out, bro, I'm like, this shit look kind of good.
I'm
You know what I'm
trying to
saying?
say,
Not to say that I didn't expect it not to, but
yeah,
I'm saying that
yeah.
I'm like, this shit actually look kind of good.
Oh,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
most definitely, most definitely. So that's why, like, even filmmakers, like, even if your film is on Tubi, like Tubi it pays a lot. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
people know that. So like, when y'all be talking about some of these films on Tubi, they really be checking the bag though. Like
Okay.
y'all probably, you know what I'm saying. But obviously, certain ones stand out that are like higher quality. But it's no such thing as a Tubi movie. You just got your film streaming on Tubi because
Streaming on
it
Tubi.
might be on Tubi, it might be on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime, might be on BT Plus. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what all the outlets that we reaching for. But Tubi is a great outlet. Um,
So how do you get your films to get on those type of platforms?
oh well, honestly, I really didn't notice up until maybe like last year. But so once you go through the process, you complete your film, you register it on IMDb, and because that's how you accredit yourself, officially.
Mm-hmm.
So once you do all that, you can either you can submit it yourself through distribution online. There's different like type of websites and things where you can actually submit it yourself, and they'll you upload your content, you upload all the licenses you need, and they approve it. They'll go through a quality control check, and then they'll pitch it to like all of the streaming platforms, and it'll be up to them if they want to pick them up.
Okay.
So that's A, or you can go B, where you can go to a distribution company, whether it be like a major one, or a lot of people are actually starting their own distribution companies right now too. So you might know somebody who got their own distribution company, and you got all your criteria in order. You can just you sign a contract, work out the details, and they'll handle everything for you, like the marketing and things like that. Now I will say, go ahead, do your homework, do your due diligence on a
Who you dealing with?
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to get scammed too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Unfortunately, it does happen. Like, obviously everything is percent based, the distribution, they have their own set prices. The streaming service have their own set prices. So
At the end of the
at
day,
the
it's
end
a
of the day,
business,
you know what I'm
and you
saying?
got to know your business, basically.
So most
Yeah.
definitely. But those are the two major things on how to get distributed. But it's nothing's really hard, man, especially in today's day of technology. Like, you can figure out
Like I
anything.
said, man, I seen the clip with the trailer, and I was like, "That this shit look kind of funny." You
For
know what
sure.
I'm saying? Like it looked dope, and I'm like, "Man, bro, doing some shit out here."
Man, I appreciate
And
you,
when you
bro.
reached out, it was like, "Man, bro, what's up?" I'm like, "Man,
Yeah,
hey, let's make it happen." You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for
So, and I'm
sure.
glad you came by
Most
and
definitely.
showing some love, and of course I'm gonna show the love too because the movie supposed to you have a premiere that's coming up in May, correct?
Yes, yes. So the premiere to special delivery is gonna be May 16th, at the
Mm,
Bear Theater off 111th Street in Chicago. So people can go on eventbrite.com and type in special delivery, and it'll pop right up. It's the only event that's special delivery right there. So
got you.
you can get your tickets right there. Or if you follow me on social media, like on Instagram or some or anything, at creator Brian Key, I have all the links in my bio. So you just click a button, boom, it's right there. So those are the two easiest ways you can do it though.
What's your other page?
Manifest Film Productions. Yeah, at Manifest
On
Film Productions
Instagram.
on
Okay.
IG. Yep. So
Okay. So you have you introduced me to something also on Instagram with the Manifest Network.
oh yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. So this is like a channel that I created for people that I frequent with, and I really just trying to build my own network of professionals. You don't even have to particularly do one acting or anything like
Mm-hmm.
podcast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Anything that's just like I wanted to create a hub for people to whatever you need. I might have somebody who do
Who
this,
might do?
and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Got
So
you.
just connecting the dots. So like,
Networking, basically. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, yeah, so it's just like a my own private channel of networkers of people who I feel like are reliable and credible and things like that. So like me, I don't gatekeep, you know what I'm saying? So all the information I have, I put it out there, I connect people with this, because I would want that energy reciprocated to
To
me.
you.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's really what that is, just the manifest channel. You do have to, or you don't even have to be I don't feel like you even have to follow me to be on it, but I can like add people and
Yeah.
they can request to join and stuff
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
gonna introduce you to a few people that I know who might could benefit from that also.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Heck
And
yeah.
like you said about the gatekeeping thing, that's especially here in the city of
Man,
Chicago, a lot of those things because some people want you ahead and some people don't want you, and
for sure,
you got to
bro.
kind of make your way. And it's good that we got a brother out here that's actually you went through a struggle, right?
Man, most
So you trying to
definitely.
make it a little easier
Most
for other
definitely.
people to try to make it,
Bro.
out of theirs. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of dope.
Man, most definitely. Like this is like my true passion, and like my family, anybody who know me can tell you, like, I've been through ups and downs in my life, but one thing that has remained consistent is like my passion for, for acting and for filmmaking. I feel like that's really like my true calling. But it honestly isn't easy. And in my opinion, like if you're really serious about this, like this is what you have to like. This has to be your main thing. You can't like be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like you have to like fully immerse yourself as a filmmaker or as an actor to really make it. And if you're not doing it like 1,000%, then like I would say just do something else that you probably, what I'm saying,
Mhm.
wanted to do, because it's really it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Luckily though, honestly, like I said, but special delivery, I actually produced it on a $0 budget, bro.
Word?
I'm telling you, like when I say I'm really walking in my purpose, and I don't know how things are gonna get done, they just get done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to
Ain't nothing
stay.
but God, bro.
Man, like
Ain't
what,
nothing but
bro? Like,
God, bro.
I had to sit back and really like put that in perspective. Like, bro, I just created a whole film, produced everything with no money, like practically no money.
Right.
Obviously, I had like I used my own money for a lot of things, but there was no technical budget. These
Mhm.
movies usually have budgets that you see on
Mhm.
Tubi, even like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But this was done with no budget, and it's so fire still. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so proud of it. So I can't
I'm
like
proud of you, bro.
I can't wait for people to
I'm
see it,
proud of
and
you. I'm
you
looking
know,
forward to it, bro. I'm looking forward to it because I'm definitely gonna be showing up on May 16th for sure.
man,
So you ain't gotta worry
appreciate it,
about that
man.
or whatever. But
Love,
real
bro.
quick, I know you got that coming up. What else you got coming up in the future?
Oh man, actually, I just filmed it. Crazy. I just finished filming this movie called The Spirit of Hilda. I'm definitely like, so like I said, I did the comedy, but now as an actor, I'm definitely in my horror bag
I better
right
say
now.
that's the horror
You
joint,
know what I'm
right?
saying?
Because
Yeah.
I see, like I said, I seen something in the past, right?
Okay. Okay.
I think I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of the name, but I remember seeing something
Okay.
on your page before,
Yeah.
something with horror, and then most recent, I
Yeah.
think actually the past few days
Yep.
maybe I seen that you
Oh
uploaded something else, and I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay, what you doing now? I gotta check them out,
Yeah.
ask you about that. So what's that?
So that's The Spirit of Hilda. That's gonna be this horror film. I actually didn't produce it. I'm just acting in it, but
Okay,
I know a good friend of mine. She was the filmmaker and executive producer of it, and she was having these casting calls. I'm like, go ahead, let me. She does really good work. And actually, the editor who's editing The Spirit of Hilda, who's the one who edited Special Delivery.
okay,
So these are the same. That's what I'm saying. It's all in the family, man. It's
got
all
you. Yeah.
networking. And I also finished a TV series that's coming out soon called True Deception. So that's being edited right now, and that'll be available soon. That was film that created by Al Ballard. There's another film, Chicago filmmaker. And after that, man, honestly, I got like three more scripts ready to go.
3 more scripts ready
Three
to
more
go?
scripts ready to go.
Okay.
My next film is gonna be a psychological thriller
Okay.
called Good Boy.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna be casting for that. I'm actually casting for that right now, and we're probably gonna be filming that. I want to say maybe late October this year. But I'm just, it's all, I'm back to back with it, bro. And I'm just glad to be in this position to where I can, because I just feel like I've been through so many things in my life where I feel like I wasn't supposed to make it this far. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many things. It was like, and to be here and to be arrived, bro, it means everything, man. I'm just
because
super
your aura is
grateful.
completely different, bro.
Man,
Your aura was completely different from the time that I met you to
for sure,
today.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? You look happy.
Man,
You look excited.
most
I'm
definitely.
excited for you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
And
man.
before we get up out of here, man, I definitely want to show love to the fact that, again, like just the brief conversations that we had over a period of time, and seeing where I seen you started from with my own eyes to now, that shit dope as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit's super dope. You coming from Chicago, I love to see, especially black young men, black men, period. And we growing and we trying to elevate others around us too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to Special Delivery, man.
Yeah.
Let us know what we could when it's coming out again, and where everybody could find you again.
Y'all check it out. Look, Special Delivery, May 16th at the Bayer Theater. It's off of 111th Street. The flyers are on eventbrite.com. Again, that's eventbrite.com. Go in that search tab and type Special Delivery. It's going to be the first thing that pop up in the Chicago area. You can get your tickets right there, or you can follow me on my socials on IG at Manifest Film Productions or creator Brian Key. Just hit the link in my bio, or you can just go on my page. It's all right there.
It's all right there. That's
Telling y'all, man, y'all don't want to miss this. This is that ignorant funny. This that laugh out loud. Like, it's funny, but it's a drama as well. It's definitely gonna showcase the talent.
I'm like, man, you got a love interest in shit.
Oh
man.
And actually, that's my real girlfriend, man.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
oh, okay, that's what's up.
Girlfriend. So like,
you kept it in house for real. Okay, that's what's up.
In a totally different space and
level, man. Hey, that's dope, bro. That's mad dope. That's mad dope.
That was definitely a first. So I definitely love the fact, bro. That was cool.
All right, man. We ain't gonna get into the personal stuff, but I'm gonna need for you to come back, man, when you got your other screen thing. Cause you say you finna start back casting at the end of the year. So you're gonna be looking forward. So maybe something gonna be dropping sometime in 27.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Every year. I might have something that drop later this year.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, man.
That's every time it happens, I'm back on the couch.
Please come back on the couch, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. This the show. Convos with Q. Got my man Brian Keith on here, man. Y'all check him out. Special delivery dropping May 16th.
May 16th.
May 16th. Chicago born and raised. Show us some love, man. We out.
All right.
And your radiator's cracked, and you need a new alternator. I can start to work tomorrow. The total is $650.
$650?
School wasn't paying the bills. Popson got laid off work. All type of shit didn't happen.
And what you do?
Shit. I had to drop out and start working here.
You're late.
Look what we doing, walking out here like some goofy boys. Hot as hell.
Nigga, I'ma wait right here. Go ahead, do you.
Catch me up. What does April Lewis got going on these days?
I'm engaged, actually. 3 months.
Holla last was decent for real.
That was my ex, man. I never actually thought I would even see you again.
Yeah, I didn't want to be alone.
Okay, so how did you find the girl that got away?
Oh, shit. Stay here. I gotta go.
Stay here.
You're not going nowhere.
I need to ask you for a favor. I know where 70K at.
By the time Buddy and them come in with the drugs, the money already gone. You feel me?
What's up with this new shipment I'm hearing about, blue tape?
How the fuck would I know when I get my shit from you?
Not just about to let anybody just because they got a badge run me off. I got us.
Now, how long before you bring our names up in this shit? I want 20% or you won't see tomorrow. I think April about to leave.
If I catch you with that nigga again, I'ma kill his ass. Don't try to be no hero. That's that man fiance.
I'm not letting her go again. I ain't never been through nothing like this before, April.